Talk to me about the questions you're receiving about planting sorghum behind wheat and some things that producers need to be thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, I just had the one question about atrazine and would it control volunteer wheat, which is always a concern, or can be. And so, yes, atrazine can control volunteer wheat and can do a pretty decent job from a pre-emergent standpoint. I would probably use at least a pound of material or a quart to the acre of the atrazine as a pre-emergence. But anytime you use a pre-emergence, you are dependent on rainfall and getting that incorporated, or a sprinkler. So it does have to get incorporated. So you never know this time of year on that. But that's your best bet. So atrazine pre, I think I would also, to help ensure that I get good control, is apply that with Outlook herbicide, which is more of a grass herbicide. And I think that would just give you a really good chance of controlling 99% of the volunteer wheat. Now, if the wheat's already up, the atrazine is not going to do a whole lot. Outlook is not going to do anything on that grass that's already up. Now, maybe you might get some control, may get lucky and get decent control. But I would really, in that situation, I would go ahead and mix some glyphosate with the atrazine, or glyphosate atrazine plus Outlook, so that glyphosate can control the grass that is already up, or the wheat that's already up.
Okay.
And some people do run into mixture problems when mixing glyphosate with atrazine. What seems to help with that, make sure the tank is agitating when you pour the herbicide in, and then use some ammonium sulfate, or AMS. That tends to serve as an agent, a compatibility agent for those herbicides. So I think that helps. Plus, it tends to just boost the weed control a little bit too with that. I mean, we are beginning to get a little on the late side for sorghum, not excessively so. Once we get closer to July 1st, then we typically maybe want to switch varieties rather than going with a medium early type variety that we typically grow out here. Maybe shift to an early maturing variety, or something that's less than 60 days to mid-flower is what I would aim for. So visit with your seed company as you get closer to July 1st, and certainly after July 1st, you're going to want to go with an early maturing hybrid. And I would choose one that's at least less than 60 days to flower. The other thing I guess I would consider is when you get into late planting, and especially with these hot soil temperatures we've had and just hot weather in general, you're going to get a lot less tillering of sorghum when it comes up. And so you may want to increase that sitting rate 20% or so, because you're not going to get the tillering that you would get, say you planted it on June 1st. So tillering is going to be down, so you may need to increase that sitting rate to offset that.
Okay. I think when you and I have talked before, you've told me that the sugarcane aphid kind of starts in South Texas and moves its way up through the states.
Yeah.
Are you hearing anything? How are things in South Texas, and do growers up here need to be concerned?
We always want to be concerned and watch for it. But right now, the sugarcane aphid situation just looks excellent. I mean, South Texas, I mean, they're starting to harvest sorghum down there, and they just really have not had an issue really at all. There may be a handful of fields that were treated, but very little. I've spent some time last week actually in the College Station area, and some kind of moving up north towards Dallas. And you've got to really look to find a sugarcane aphid. They're sort of out there here and there, but the population is way down. So that has got to help us up here, because the population of aphid is just not going to be very high to potentially blow up here and infest our acres. So right now, I'm very hopeful that we're not going to see much of a problem. I think that, that very hard freeze that we had, big freeze that just, in South Texas, it just wiped everything out. Well, it actually froze the Johnson grass to the ground. Well, the Johnson grass is what is the host down there over the winter, typically for sugarcane aphid. Well, the Johnson grass didn't survive, and neither did the sugarcane aphid. So that population was just knocked way back, and I think that really helped us.